Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever SEO Showdown. And tonight, hailing from Chiang Mai, Thailand, undefeated affiliate SEO expert, Matt Diggity. And tonight's challenger, hailing from Hanover, Pennsylvania, undefeated client SEO expert, Mark from LCT. Fellas, we would like a clean fight tonight. Mark, you've won the coin toss. You'll be going first. Tell us, why is client SEO better than affiliate?
Well, first, thanks a lot for that wondrous introduction, Dino. Surprised you got it on the first take. Just one correction. I mean, it should have been reigning champion instead of challenger, but that's okay. We'll let it slide, I guess. I guess a couple people do like Diggity, so I'm gonna go with tonight it's all about letting you guys know why the client SEO, the client agency concept business model 100% outperforms the affiliate model, the inferior affiliate model, as I'll refer to it. But I'm kidding. But I'm going to go with the easy one. And Diggity and I chatted about this before we even went live. And, I'd say probably 99 out of 100 times, it's going to be a lot easier to produce results in the local SERPs for local-centric queries than it is for, a watch review or a best watch or any type of query that you're going to attack for a profitable affiliate, right? I know there's some people that attack more, not to say long tail isn't necessarily profitable, but just lower dollar type search terms and whatnot. I mean, you go to a mid-sized city, a small city, you're going to clean up. You're going to rank fast. You're going to generate leads. Arguably a lot faster, exponentially faster than you're going to generate revenue with an affiliate site. So I have to sneak in and what I think might be an easy W, an easy good W for local SEO. I'm definitely going to go with the ease of ranking. It's a lot easier than what you're going to run into in the affiliate SERPs, especially some of the stuff I heard Diggity goes after. I mean, it's apples and oranges with the competitiveness.
All right. A very strong first strike by my esteemed opponent, Mr. Mark Luckenbaugh.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm sorry. Just not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, I took that one on the chin. There's no doubt about it that the competition is higher in affiliate SEO. It's just basically a mathematics problem. When you're ranking against the local spheres, there's less players in the game. When you're ranking nationally, there's more players in the game. So, yeah, he's definitely got that one right. But there is an upside to the higher competition in that when the competition is getting more challenging and the algorithm gets more challenging on the national level, that helps to weed out competition. So every update, we do find that things get easier for the people that know what they're doing. And essentially, if you're just staying on your game, over time, SEO gets easier. It's definitely not going to be as easy as local SEO, so I'll concede that point to Mr. Luckenberger. Now, I would like to counter with the fact that although Mark can get ranked a lot faster, doesn't mean he gets paid faster because he's still got to fund the client in the first place. With affiliate SEO, you are your own boss. If you want to get paid, you simply log into an affiliate dashboard, apply, clickety split, and now you're getting paid. You don't have to find the client. So let's hear what you got to say to that, Mr. Luckenbaugh.
I actually have that. I have a great retort for that, sir. So I do agree. All jokes and fun competitiveness aside, a lot of people, especially we found this as we re-entered into some side projects, that there was some updates that I think scared people out of more competitive terms. Because it's like, wow, is this really ranking for this type of, where a few years ago it was like, I wouldn't have touched it with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't have touched it with one of Diggity's SEO campaigns. Bad joke, sorry. Just want to touch it. Sorry. Not sure. SEO humor. No. Anyway, I agree that is cool. And that can get intimidating for people. So yeah, that can definitely be turned into a good thing. As far as to Matt's last statement, I'll actually counter that saying that unlike affiliate, where you have to produce some type of results before you get a penny, I can pick up the phone tomorrow and get a client that's willing to pay me tomorrow for work not yet performed. Now, that before I pass this to Diggity, because I already know what any seasoned SEO is going to say to that. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. It could be a roofer, and you decide to become a roofer tomorrow and go put a roof on for the first time ever. You're going to have experienced roofers really upset about that. They're going to be like, that guy should not be putting a roof on. It's not the same quality. So I'll definitely, before I'm going to do the Eminem from 8 Mile. Before Diggity can roast me for this, it does create a problem where inexperienced people can definitely tarnish the reputation of all SEOs or anywhere. I mean, if you're an AdWords guy and you sell AdWords and you can't do AdWords, you take someone's money and you're experimenting or learning on their dime, that can present its own series of problems, not just for them because they kind of shouldn't be taking anyone's money, but for us, people who, do you work hard and have systems in place to deliver results, it becomes a little bit harder of a sale. But I'll still say that assuming you know what you're doing, which you should be, you should have a level of confidence and a number of results, and you should definitely have proved your concept before taking anyone's money. But having done that, you can pick up the phone and get money before doing any type of work. And there's literally no investment aside from a few minutes of your time or even to generate leads and have a salesperson close. I'd still say it's a lot less investment than you're going to put in to just the content on an affiliate site, because I know Diggity uses that nice content too. I saw his content person. She's not cheap. So I'll say that you can generate cash a lot cheaper, at least initially, just by picking the phone up and being able to get paid from a client tomorrow. So.
Make it up. Matt.
Okay, so that's absolutely true. And I don't want to argue for Mark Luckenbaugh, but it's definitely the case that in affiliate SEO, you might be getting paid 6 months or 12 months later, as long as that. Whereas in client, you're getting paid today, and that's an awesome thing. What I would say against that is, at least for people like me, I'm not so extroverted. I'm not that good at selling things. I'm not that good on the phone. And also I live in Asia, so it's kind of hard for me to go get clients. Or maybe that's just something I tell myself. I'm not exactly sure. But regardless of that, let's say I was able to get over that hump. One thing about affiliate SEO is once you get that client, meaning that you applied and you got into their program and you're generating them sales, they're not going to fire you. You're with them forever, unless they go out of business in the rare cases. But you have them forever as a client. They're basically not going to shop around for other affiliates. They want as many affiliates as possible. So again, I just want to say, Mark fucked me up on that one. And definitely you don't get paid for a long time, but once you do get paid, it's as long as you want it to be.
I think that's fair. I'm not the type of guy to try to hold my opponent. If I knock him down, I want to catch you before you fall. But it's a very good point you make for affiliate there, is that, once it's done, it's done. I mean, aside from, an algorithmic update or something, which that can happen to your client stuff as well, where you get a client site tanked and they're like, okay, F you, we're done. We're not paying you anymore. It's a very good, you have an asset, right? So I think that's fair play, but which it actually brings me to my next jab. I threw a couple haymakers early, man, but I have to fall back to a jab, and going off of that and the fact that you get paid very quick, you can generate revenue very quick. I'd say it's great for beginners, and that's as we move into a more and more digital society, it's really interesting when you see we have a wide array of people, generationally speaking. We have a lot of boomers. We have 70 and 80-year-old agency owners in LCT. We have there was that one fella, I don't remember his name, young kid. He was like 14 or 15. I mean, it's a massive age bracket, but as you see, like the millennials and what's next, the Gen Y, is it Gen Y, Gen Z? I don't know. One of the next generations. They're very digital, and it's online, and I think it's cool to have things that people can kind of step into. I mean, aside from not even saying you have to grow a 7 or 8 figure agency, but just saying like, hey, I'm 21. I want to kind of learn SEO to work on stuff for my software business, right? Like I want to have a software business. I want to rank it. But now that I have this knowledge, instead of just being a complete bum until I can try to make $1 in my startup, I can bring on 3 or 4 clients and it'll pay my rent. And, it's really easy to be able to learn how to perform, especially, again, it's easy. It's local SEO. You can make money really quick. Anyone can learn this stuff and within a few months be producing results, and they can have a side income. And I think that's really powerful, just aside from the debate and a little bit of fun we're having here. I mean, I think anything that allows people to say, I'm not doing a job. I'm not going to be in a cell like cubicle my entire life, and just to anything that gives people that freedom, I think is really powerful, and I'm going to be a fan of. And again, you could argue that you could do that with affiliate too, right? You can throw an affiliate site together. I know guys that have done it, but again, you can make the money really quickly. Within a few months, you can learn it and have $5,000 or $10,000 in revenue put together per month, and I think that's powerful, man. So just a little light jab, because I know it applies in just about anything you can do digitally, but I think, again, it goes back to the ease of implementation, the ease of learning how to, produce results in local spaces, how quick you can get a client. It's great for beginners. And, I know a lot of people that start agency before they'd ever dream about going after some of the niches, you do in the affiliate space. And so that's going to be my little light jab. I think it's one of the most perfect things you can do for beginners, besides like web design, which is, who wants to do something without any continuity, right? Like that's like freelancer style, like not interesting to me. But.
Right. Okay, so what do we say about that? There's no doubt about it. It's easier to get started. Combined with what you said before, it's easier to rank locally, and it's easier to get paid. You get paid right away. But there's an inherent difficulty. I find that there's a ceiling that happens pretty quickly unless you have certain skills like Mark has. Like Mark is an inherent businessman, he can sell. On top of that, he's a seasoned businessman. He knows how to scale things. So for a newbie that might be entering the game, they're gonna run into hurdles like, okay, I need to hire my first employee. I need to figure out how to make sure my time isn't all sucked up by all the nitty gritty in the business, stuff like that. So yeah, it might be easy to start off, but you might hit a ceiling real quick, and you got to overcome that by reading some books or maybe getting involved with LCT, something like that. What I would say, like once you're making money with affiliate, you don't really run into that ceiling. Like if you want to make more money in affiliate, you simply just sell more. You rank higher and you sell more of the product. You don't have to call up the affiliate guy and say, hey, we're selling 100 of these a month. Can I make more money? You just simply sell more. There's no more clients to get. There's no more, again, the customer turnover. And also, like, you don't have to call the client and say, like, I would like to increase what you're paying me. That's good. There's going to be some resistance there. So I guess, in a sense, like, yes, technically, local SEO is easier for the newbie to get into. But affiliate SEO is easier to get into for the newbie at business skills and scaling skills, stuff like that.
I'll take that one on the chin, because I personally ran into some really interesting growth pains and obstacles before we, understood the power of putting systems into the businesses and having processes refined and optimized. There's no way I could argue that and not be a complete jerk, because that's 100% true. You're going to run into a lot of bottlenecks with the agency, and it is great to have someplace like LCT. You said it, not me. No, no, you're 100% right, man. I can't. I think retorting that would be foolish. You're 100% right, and Well played, sir. Well played. So, oh man, I have one I'm going to save to the last one because it's going to make me look like a super good guy champion. Like if it gets me the W, it's going to make me look like a good guy champion. Like it's not like the Russian from Rocky. Like no one liked when he won. No one liked when he won. But if it can make you look like Rocky, that's. I mean, how everyone even loved Rocky when he lost in the last one, right? So it's going to be my Rocky move. I have to move that one farther back. But this one's cool. And I know a lot of people, and I taught this to a lot of people, that the more valuable you become to a business, in the case of a client, a client agency, the more valuable you are to a business, the more money you command, the higher your retainer should be. And it's just the easier it's going to be to close a business when they're like, wow, this person's just going to handle the entire digital ecosystem for me and they're going to deliver results. Having said that, that's cool. A lot of people are not set up to have a full stack digital experience for people, and that's fine. So if you're specifically focusing on AdWords or SEO, anything like that, it kind of it's cool because, if you're in a specific niche like that, like I just do SEO or, I'll do the AdWords, whatever it is, you have a lot less responsibility than someone managing an affiliate site. And I say because this, for me, if I don't like the client's content, I tell the client, like, dude, you need content. And if you want me to do that, I'll get the content done and here's the charge for it, right? Or I charge enough where I can do it. But, affiliate, you have to create the entire content map, conversion rate optimization. I know that's something you like, Matt, you're into, you talk about sometimes. I think you actually just did a cool post on that, didn't you? Like I think you just do a big ass CRO post. Yeah, I have that saved. I didn't get to go through it yet, but that's something like – no, I definitely saved it though, man. It's an interesting field, but when you're if you really want to maximize affiliate money, you need to know SEO. You need to be good at SEO. You need to understand how to build your content hierarchy and all that stuff. You need to do your CR. You need to be decent with analytics. You need to be able to see, okay, what's not converting. It's you have all these different offers on all these different pages. You need to be able to go on a for SEO guy, I can look at I can do it on a macro level. I can send them a rank report every month and be like, look, it's going up. See ya. Give me my money. And you can always argue results and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're going to rank for those commercial keywords, they're going to get some type of results. Could we better the results? Could we maximize the results? Sure, that becomes an upcharge at that point. But for an affiliate guy, you need to be able to look at your analytics and be like, damn, why is this page bouncing at this rate? Or, you talk a lot about the content optimization, where it's them getting your ranking fine. It's getting there and, influencing their behavior to click through your affiliate link. So you get that cookie and can start making money with them. And, you have to become, I think, to be an affiliate marketer like you. And this is praise for the opponent, because I think Matt's really damn good at what he does. Like, you're a jack of all trades. Like, you can't call you an SEO guy. I think you'd even admit if you were just an SEO guy, you'd probably make a lot less money without the CRO, or you'd have to have someone on staff, right? Like, you can mitigate the issues, but the issues are definitely in need of mitigating. They're all on your plate. You need to be able to look through his analytics. You need to be able to understand what goals you're even looking for to be, and that shit's crazy. I'll tell you right now, as an agency, analytics is crazy. It's a whole other level. It's an entire other level of fun. If you're really tracking things correctly and making it actionable, saying what can I change to get more money at the end of the day. And it's like having so many skill sets that need to be decently refined. And man, if you're just an SEO guy, if they're just throwing you some cash to bump those rankings up, like let's just call it like it is, you're gonna have it a lot easier, right? That money, that paycheck's gonna come a bit easier. So that's something to consider.
Well played. Well played. And in the midst of this barrage of attacks, you pretty much burnt my next argument. Sorry. I was going to say, like, it's definitely a little bit annoying not to have complete control over our client's website. I mean, when I'm doing affiliate, if I want to change something's broken, I just log in and fix it, or have someone from my team do it. But sometimes the client is a little bit control freak about their content, stuff like that. But Mark hit me with the coup de grace and said, okay, yeah, the changes in content cost them money. That's an upsell for us. So like that pain was just resolved and turned into an update. Thanks a lot, dude. Next thing that I can think of, at least in as a good thing for affiliate SEO is, let's say, for example, I make a good affiliate site. It's making $10,000 a month and the #1 position. What I can do is simply clone that site and repeat the process and do it 5 more times and take up the whole top half of the front page. That's awesome. When typically the #1 position will make X amount of money, and then 2 and 3 together will equal that. So 1, 2, and 3, you have 2 extra money. Then 4 and 5 will add about another 0.5%. So you 2.5 extra money, but it's not as challenging as the first time around. You already had the blueprint. You took good notes on what links you sent and when. You took good notes on the anchor text that you sent. You know exactly what type of links got it there. You just rinse and repeat. I don't see how that's possible on the client side. It's not like you can take your best client and then clone him and tell him to make that business 5 more times. But maybe there's, I'm a newbie at that, so maybe there's something you can do in that sphere.
No, I think you're right. I think, and again, I know we chatted about this, before, but I guess you could do that in a lead gen situation, but since I'm here kind of being a champion of the agency, I can't really use that. And in order for me to rank a bunch of other sites, I'd have to get paid X retainer. I'd have to get that retainer. And you're not going to justify that to a client. They're not going to say, okay, I'm paying $2,000. I'm getting these results. Why would I pay this guy another $6,000? It does the economies of scale don't even make sense for a local business at that point. So I'll take that one. You're right. Having said that, I might not be able to sell that client, and at least, I wouldn't try selling a client more spots on the first page. Not anymore. That's a thing of the past for me. I think once they have that established brand and they get the reviews generated around the brand, there's so much more, these days as the typical internet browser. Their sophistication increased so much just in the past 5 years alone that creating these paper thin brands to generate leads, it has its downfalls. I'm going to have to try to get reviews for all those. I wouldn't even try going. The conversions are going to be less. It'd be better to stick more money into the brand itself. And having said that, an affiliate site, once it's generating any type of revenue, I'm trying to think, and granted, this might be because I'm, not a hotshot affiliate marketer, but I know that from my experience, you can add more pages to an affiliate site. You can definitely hijack some of that domain authority, right? To help. You can silo some juice to a new page. I definitely, just as an SEO, argue that you're gonna rank that page easier than if you made a new site about that topic, right? Absolutely. So you have that. There's ways to grow the income from an affiliate site. You're horizontally building a site out. You're building it bigger, right? You're building an authority site at that point. You're starting to tack additional topical categories on and whatnot. If I pick up the phone and say, look, we're doing really well with SEO. I love this little $2,000 a month, I'm doing with you, $1,500. Depends, maybe more in some cases. A lot of the clients fall within that range though. And I say, look, we can get you another 50 phone calls per month. If you want to sign up through my friend's AdWords company, here's the price tag on that. Once I have that client, I'd argue it's easier. It might not be quite as profitable, but I'd say it's easier for me to increase the value of that client by cross-selling them and upselling them on other services that they definitely need. Not nickeling and diming them, but really increasing their lead flow, upselling them that CRO. Probably hit your buddy up for that, right? Just double his price and put a management fee on it. I don't think it's going to be as profitable as you building that horizontal authority site where that other page in a few months, 2, 3, 4 months, you might have that thing up to $2,000, $3,000 a month, just that page. I mean, that's the longer lifetime value for sure. But I think it's going to be easier for me to have that goodwill with my clients and spread that across, 50 clients if I can upsell them each an extra 10 grand a year. I mean, that's something, throwing on an extra, $500,000 a year is nothing to sneeze at. And I think that based on my experience and some other agency owners, I'd say that in some cases for newer agencies, that might be a bit optimistic. For someone like me, I'd say that's conservative. I'm good with sales. I'm very competent. And I have, good connections with people that do white label work. So just something to consider there is I think I can monetize the client quicker and easier. Maybe not for as much money. Maybe not for as much money in the long term. But if baby needs a new pair of shoes, Matt, baby can get a new pair of shoes quick.
I like it. I guess you hit the nail on the head, right? There's different verticals that we can go into with affiliate. Like, make a different siloed topic, talk about a different relevant topic to the main site and bank on that. But you have different verticals too. I didn't even think of that. Like you upsell into the PPC or Facebook, and like Dino does retargeting. Yeah, fair play. Let's say, for example, you build up your agency to a crazy level. Is there an exit out of that? Because with affiliate, we grow a site. I mean, that's the name of the game. You grow the site to a point where you want to talk to Empire Flippers or FE International and say, hey, the site's making $10,000 a month. I want $300,000 for it. Can you find me a buyer? You do that in the client world.
Okay, so first off, did Dino say that low blows were allowed? Eye gouging? Like, what's going on here? Like, did you bring a friend? He's like slapping me in the back of the head. This turned into like a WWF match, man. There's like a chair got thrown in the ring and shit. Okay.
I felt like I was against the ropes, man.
I think that was a clean blow. That was fair game.
And he paid off the rep. That's nice. Paid the ref off and everything. So
I got you.
That's So that's fair. And actually, I was waiting for it. I knew that was gonna come. And let me just first off say, let me just remove my gloves and just get into civilian clothing. Cause like, can we say holy shit at how, if you had a site, and I'm talking just a couple years ago. Like this hit me harder than you ever could in this Webby, Matt. So much harder because people were like, "Oh, my site's making $3,000 a month. I want $90,000 for it or something." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You're insane, right?" And then I looked, and it seems like, and maybe granted, I'm not looking at it every day like you are, but it seemed like it used to be a 10-time multiple. Do you remember that? If you wanted to sell a site that was making money, it was a 10-time multiple. Yeah. If it made $3,000 a month, I could pick that thing up for like $30,000, right? And I actually sold. I have a guest post on Empire Flippers. I sold a local site, local ranked site back when. Yeah, it was. Oh man, we were doing some really interesting things to rank sites. This was years ago, but it was a cool concept I wanted to show people, especially those like lead gen sites who were ranking, but they weren't making sales. They weren't getting stuff monetized. And it was actually funny because I sold it for like right around $30,000. And anyway, that's not even. Again, it was the multiple of the few years ago. And now you look at something and it's like, oh, it's making it's making $8,000 a month, and someone wants like $320,000 for it. And I'm like, what? Or 250,000, right? I mean, it's these huge like 25 and 35 month multiples now. It's like holy shit. Because I'm telling you, it wasn't. Yeah, okay, cool. I knew it was recent because I'm like, people are like, we want this much. I'm like, this guy's crazy. I'm like, it's a 10-month multiple. So it makes the argument to selling an agency really difficult. Because it's funny you bring this up because I'm actually working on selling an agency right now. I have a broker lined up. I did talk to Empire Flippers. I have another broker. I'm not sure which way we're going to go yet. In order to sell an agency, and this is a clean blow. Like I took an 8 count on this one because you're 100% right. Selling your assets is so much easier because if you want to sell your agency, it's a process, and you almost have to have that in mind when you start. So my one agency, I pivoted really hard because I have no chance of selling that for what it's worth. And that's my biggest income producer. And this other agency that's doing right around 50 to 60,000 a month consistently, like that's going to be my biggest income producer just because the customer's locked in. Like if you don't have contracts, you're not, like, don't sit and tell me you're going to sell me an agency if everyone isn't under contracts and my lawyer doesn't look at those contracts and say, yeah, you're clean to buy it. If you're involved in your agency and you do client calls, don't even call me about selling your agency. It's not worth anything to me. Because as soon as I get on the phone, just some random Tom, Dick, or Harry, the value's gone. You're the value, right? And if I can manufacture some type of deal where I keep you on as a consultant for like 9 months for a handoff process, first of all, I'm going to pay a crazy inflated salary on top of the price of the agency. And then like once they go, there's just no telling how many clients are going to go with them. So a really good friend of mine, we actually worked together in some businesses. His father bought an agency off of, I'll tell you the name off. Everyone knows them. They're a popular company. And their team went and just cleaned the agency out. And their team was over in Turkey, I think. And like they sold the agency top dollar to some big clients, some big contracts. Like they got known just through like you would bump into like Moz. Imagine if Rand wanted to take like corporate clients just because Moz ranks for so many SEO terms. Just you type in SEO, you're going to see Moz. Like the type of like big corporate clients that he would land from that type of exposure, this type of clients these guys landed. And my friend, one of my partners, dad, man, he bought the agency and the old workers cleaned out the clients and took them from them. And man, he had like zero legal recourse because, I mean, first off, they're not in America. And second off, like he just had very little legal recourse. And I'll tell you the brand when we get off here, man. You're gonna know. You're gonna be like, wow, it's yeah. So it's ugly. That's I'd much rather sell an affiliate site on Empire Flippers. Just what we're going through right now with showing different profit and loss statements. It's like P&L on steroids to sell this agency. And you know, if you had an affiliate site doing 60,000 a month, what would it sell for?
60,000?
60,000 a month.
I'm not. What was that? 1.8 million.
1.8 million. We're gonna really struggle to get around there if we can, right? I'm gonna try to sweeten the deal and get closer to 2 to walk. But just think of how much shit I'm going through to sell this as opposed to hitting up Gregory and Justin and them and, you know, and selling a site. Like I can't even retort to that. And if anything, I'm going to support you on that. Like if you guys want to sell an agency, like start now, start tomorrow getting it ready to be sold or you're not going to get any money for it at all.
You know, that's a super interesting thing. Like my next point I was going to say is, with affiliate, you can just buy your way into a head start. Like, let's say I want to make $5,000 a month with affiliate SEO. Okay, I'll just buy a $150,000 site on Empire Flippers. Yeah. But in your case, you're saying that the multiple is probably harder to get high when selling a client agency. But it also means translates to the other side. You can get a killer deal on a client agency if you buy. You're getting like a very cheap multiple because of the complexity of it. So yeah, I have no argument there. As to get started quicker, you can buy an agency if you want to.
Yeah, risky. I'd say if anyone really wanted to do it, and this is complete theory, right? This is theoretical. I've never done this. If I were to start buying into agencies, which, man, if you have capital, like to buy a real agency, oh man, I'd bring a third fighter and I'd say buy a SaaS company. I want to do any of this shit, guys. But I mean, granted, you can, if like with your CRO knowledge, I did catch where you bought that site making like $2 something a month and now it's at 5,000 a month. Really quick wins, right? You doubled the value. I mean, that's killer investment, dude. Well done. But anyway, it's something. So I had this guy wanted to sell me. He was doing like 450 grand profit a year, and I think he would have sold for around 700 grand. And this was a real agency. Like it would have been a good flip. It would have been a good flip.
Yeah.
But you run a risk. Like theoretically, if I were to do that, I'd have a guy that I was going to have be the CEO or the manager, the account manager, something that I'd go in and I'd do it in 2 phases. And I'd buy the first 51% with a clause, with an exit clause that if it didn't work out, we could do something to not just have me at 100% loss. I'd buy in at 51%. And then introduce that person and as the account manager, and he could start building the rapport with all the clients. And I'd have a deal where maybe I salaried or dispersed on the other 49%, maybe try to full buyout within 2 years or something. I'd stagger it. I wouldn't just go and buy it, even for a steal. There's other places I'd gamble my money. Like I'd buy affiliate sites first. Like I'll take the loss on this entire sales conversation just from experience. Like I wouldn't risk it unless you were doing some type of a longer term cause where you'd have someone move in, spend maybe 2 years there to take over the accounts and then buy the other bunch off. And again, you'll pay more because that's a complete inconvenience to someone who wants to sell an agency. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's risky. I don't know if I'd buy an agency, Matt. I'll take the loss there. I don't know if I'd buy one, and it's very difficult to sell them unless you're set up to sell from day one. Like if you read that book, like Built to Sell, like you need to have that shit like mapped out from day one, or it's going to be difficult.
Sure. Well, on a different note, it's kind of related to buying and selling, at least outside the website itself. But one thing that I really enjoy, and I've only experienced this once with affiliate SEO, is obviously we make a website and we're making a lot of other people money. We're selling the shit out of their product and we're taking a little bit of that cut. But is there anything ever stopping us from moving in and replacing whatever product we ranked as the number one with one of our own? So I had the experience, we started last year, got a business partner, Joel, involved, and we went out and we made a product. It's a beauty product. The risk was all left off the table because we knew where the leads were coming from. We knew how much of who used to be number one, how many products they were selling per month. So it was guaranteed no risk. We can buy the inventory. We knew it was going to fly off the shelves right away. And that turned into already being $1 million business in itself outside the affiliate SEO thing. It's a whole nother beast. It's a whole different thing to tackle by itself. It's up on Amazon. Amazon's got their advertising schemes. They're tightening the news just like Google does. You have to have good branding, good spokespeople, good design on the website. It's got to convert perfect. Got to meet FDA requirements. It's a biatch, but a whole different vertical that you can get into at zero risk because you have the affiliate to front that. Now, I just want to know if in client SEO, you're making other people a lot of money. You're helping them sell their shit. Is it possible to get a piece of that?
I think I think it's going to be a little unfair because of who you're asking. I became like a master at getting equity in people's companies. That's most people you would have dropped pretty quick with that. Having said that, I don't think most people are hardwired on either side to think of that evolution. So just the fact that you said that, I'm just glad you did, because you should it doesn't matter what you do. You should always be thinking of the evolution. Like, how can I make this a real company? And the cool thing about client SEO is because, I work with a guy that actually did just that. He went in and he owns a dental practice with a dentist, and he used his, marketing finesse to get in there. And that's something we talked about that in Vegas. Remember? I talked about that in Vegas. It's something I'm still pursuing. There's we want to use that core knowledge to just up our game and own something bigger. And, I think affiliate does have a really cool evolution there. I think a more reasonable evolution, because 999 out of 1,000 clients. I don't even want to call it 9 out of 10 because it's most people. If you say, look, we're ranking your site, I want a piece of your business, they're going to laugh at you. Like they're just laugh you right off the phone. Affiliate, you don't have that. I mean, depends. I mean, again, I think you need to do that even especially with affiliate with the end game in mind. If you're selling drones, you can make a bunch of money selling drones. It's probably going to be a lot easier for you to make, for instance, we manufacture fitness accessories that's why I'm in such good shape. No, for real though. I mean, we manufacture fitness accessories, and I'd argue that I'd much rather do that than try to figure out how to manufacture and ship drones, right? I mean, I wouldn't touch drones. And maybe you're like, oh, I'd do the drones because I think I could work that out, and that's cool. That's the difference between us right there. I'd say you need the end in mind with most of this stuff, though. What I'll argue, I'll kind of put, the same thing of building a real company. Like, with affiliate, you can definitely build a real income. Right now I'm in my office, even though I have like the geeky Marvel stuff, I swapped this. Like you could see my office where the employees come in. We have a huge office in Iloilo. We have an office in Russia with our developers. Like it feels really good to be able to build like a real company. I don't even want to say but me and my partners in this stuff, we've touched a lot of lives. It feels good to be able to come into the office and take someone who had like no experience, especially in the area we're at. It's a lower demographic. We're not in Silicon Valley, right? We're in an area where like SEO is esoteric at best. And you bring people in and they start at a smaller rate, and before you know it, they learn this shit and they're ranking sites, and to be able to pay them more and more to where essentially they're breadwinners. And, just doing cool shit like, for holidays, man, we throw big parties and have that camaraderie and that synergy. And, sometimes like the base that we have a real good week or good month, man, I walk in here with a stack of cash and hand it out. We do really cool shit in the Philippines where we feed the villages. We do a lot of charitable stuff. Like we change lives, and, you can do that. You can be charitable and philanthropic from making money with affiliate, right? But when you build a company, like there's people that love our company and like they love us because like we give them this company culture that it's phenomenal, man. And it's, that's very powerful, and you can use your money for good no matter how you make your money. But when you build an agency and you have a full stack of people just in your office, man, it's powerful. And that's probably going to be my end point is from day one, if you start to scale, like you can build a real company. And it's powerful to see people go from like a 1-bedroom apartment and they're like, I just had a girl who just bought a house, and she feeds her kids and she's a breadwinner and she's a boss. Like I saw the evolution of her go from someone who came in and made shit money. I mean, let's be serious. We don't pay real well to start. And now, man, she moves like a boss, dude. She's got a new car.
Right.
She's got a house. Like to be able to, not to say you can't hire people and do that with affiliate, but I think you're going to find the agency environment is going to have a lot more of that. And to be able to build a real company and to do cool stuff for the community, man, and, walk around with Santa hats on and hand out hundos to kids and shit, like that's impactful. And I might not be Bill Gates. I might not be changing the world on that macro level yet if you're a fan of what he does from a philanthropic perspective. Some people don't like him, whatever. Doesn't matter. The Zuckerbergs of the world, whomever, right? Like I don't have that type of power and influence yet, but the small shit is super impactful. And that's the type of stuff that, that's moving. And I want to be able to do that. I don't think I'd be able to do it the same way as if my income was 100% affiliate. I don't think I'd be able to touch as many lives in quite the same way. That's my Rocky move.
I can
that
see
was my
on
Rocky.
that one for sure. That was quite the haymaker. Quite the haymaker.
It doesn't matter if you win or lose. They love Rocky at the end. They loved Rocky at the end, man. He got beat up, but they loved him. No, I mean that's probably one of the coolest things. And all jokes aside, that's and I know obviously you don't need to have a client agency to touch lives, right? It's easier to do so because I'm more prone to have employees in where it's like you can do some really cool stuff for people, especially abroad. Like some of the stuff we do in ELO's like, I mean, they're obviously, the dollar goes a lot farther over there. So being able to seriously feed like an entire area, I mean, like they love us there, right? Like it's really cool, man. So that's probably one of my final pieces. Like there's definitely a lot of downfalls, but it's nice to have like a business you built, you walk in and people are like, yeah, man, like Mark has my best interests at hands, and we're making him money, but he's taking care of us too. And that's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool, man. And I mean, while affiliate, you can run really slim, which has its benefits in itself. Like you don't have to worry about hiring and headaches, but you don't obviously get these upsides with, helping people, employing people, at least to the scale that you are, man, for sure. And just yesterday, I emailed my tax girl and I was like, if I bought a company car, can I expense that? And she's like, you're joking, right? You're in freaking Thailand. And I know you don't drive, so don't ask me that again.
I just want something nice.
This corporate thing.
Matt, you just want something nice to put in a garage when you come to the States.
I'm not really sure why, but yeah.
That's awesome.
But I mean, that was a great point by Mark. And like at the end of this whole thing, I like affiliate, and even just hearing like Mark's arguments, like at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with client. In fact, surprise, I have an agency myself. Like I actually do have an agency and we have tons of clients. Just personally on a day-to-day basis, I prefer affiliate. And I think the smart thing to do is probably diversify. And I think both Mark and Dino do that. Is that right?
Yeah. We got really, really aggressive with affiliate. Like for some people, this is going to be like, why is Mark arguing this? Because we just posted in the group that we have this entire auction network we bought just for our affiliate sites. We're selling a couple of slots on it because how those things get expensive. Those auction sites can really run the tab up. So, but yeah, and then we got really aggressive with affiliate stuff. I think anything where you own the asset, it needs to. I'd argue it needs to be once the agency doesn't even have to be local. Just the agency stuff's incredible for generating capital. It really is fast capital. And everyone knows I talk about. Oh, look at this! Hold on. I put some into the Jensen, right? I have to get Jensen plugged in there. I talk about that all the time, like software, just any asset you own. I think it's smart to take that liquid and reinvest into something you own that no one can take from you. Like a client can leave tomorrow, but I think it's great for generating tons of cash. I've generated a lot of money with it, and I reinvest heavily into assets that I control. So surprise as well. We're really on the same team. Yeah.
And even Dino too, right? You're probably the biggest jack of all trades out of all of us. I know you're doing affiliate. I know you're doing client, and you're the Facebook dude. Facebook ad did.
Yeah. Well, the comment I was going to make here is everybody has their expertise, but as a jack of all trades, whether you're client SEO, then you're selling, right, or you're upselling to another service, Facebook ads, PPC, you have a team to scale that, or that service yourself. Affiliate SEO, you're doing conversion rate, you're doing SEO. So this is a jack of all trades and all this, but yeah, absolutely. Have my hands in affiliate SEO and otherwise client work. You gotta do it. You gotta cover all the bases.
Yeah, it's not like if you become an affiliate SEO, like you can't use those skills anywhere else. They're all universal in all the different fields. And in fact, like Dino, I'm learning Facebook ads from you, which has been extremely valuable. And I think we'll be having this whole experience idea of doing everything together in the lab, right? Every possible way of making money through marketing online should be covered.
Yeah. And I mean, having said that, I know a lot of people, it was fun, the competitiveness of the stuff. It's for a good laugh, but a lot of people know you came out and really rocked the event we had in Vegas, and Dino, you were there. It was awesome. And ever since then, I think people started to see we kind of hit it off. We started to brainstorm about kind of coming together, just because I think, you know, the sum of the parts are less than the whole, if you
Greater
will.
than the whole.
The sum of the parts are.
I think that was backwards.
I actually don't know.
No. The sum of the parts are less than the whole.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's sorry, I've been on that kick. It's like, but no, I mean, we all have, you know, we all do have some expertise, and to come together and give people an experience, you know, and I don't know what else to call it, but an experience. And, you know, it's really cool, because I was talking to Dino. He did a podcast we have to redo because I messed up. Probably just use this platform to redo it, Dino. I'm sorry. I know, man. I'm sorry. But, you know, it was really cool because just in a few minutes I learned a bunch about Facebook ads, right? And I'm not a Facebook guy. I run some for myself, you know, and I don't love it. But, you know, just in the series of, I don't know what we're on, maybe like 20 minutes. And I picked up these nuggets. I'm like, shit. Like, this is incredible. And it, you know, really reinforced you know, how confident I am of the experience people are going to have in the lab, because Dino has a ton of content for everyone in there. And that'll just be an incredible, you can't call it anything but an experience. I mean, it's not a course, it's the lab. And I felt super comfortable plugging that here at the end. Be on the lookout for that, guys. We came together with a bunch of other people as well. And I don't even know how to explain it well. It's an experience. It's going to cover so many different pieces of the digital puzzle that, you know, it's all backed by just people making a bunch of money doing the stuff. And I think that's a breath of fresh air for this industry.
And testing, and never believing what other people say, never believing what the guidelines say, just believing what data says. I think the main reason I got involved in it is it's evergreen. It's a one-place stop to always know. It's going to evolve. The algorithm's going to evolve. Facebook's going to evolve. White hat SEO is going to change completely in the next year, and we will evolve too. At least everyone studying with the lab will too.
That's it's interesting that you brought up the testing aspect of it, and I brought up the actually making money with the stuff. It's like those two combined are like, is that going to be the first for this industry? Shots fired. Shots fired.
Well, you know what the referee is going to come in here and say right now is that what you guys in a roundabout way both said is that what's to be successful, right? And whether that's serving clients or making affiliate sales or whatever, it's becoming a more cohesive landscape where you need different crafts, different skills to kind of complete the circle, whether that's upselling to another service on the client side, that's affiliate SEO, nailing down your CRO, flipping sales, or like Matt said, productizing the actual affiliate space. But I think in that industry, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, with that product that you guys, affiliate site that you partnered with Joel, I think you guys said you were running some Facebook ads there for some of that.
Yeah.
But I know with Facebook ads, there's actually a big affiliate opportunity with Facebook ads that people really don't know about yet. They think it has to be a client space. Excited to touch on that more, but yeah, I think you're seeing more and more overlap between all these different services, and everybody's covering their assets, kind of making sure that they have different assets and different revenue streams. And that's why I'm pumped about the lab is to learn about those other different revenue streams and make sure that I'm up to date on all the different options and stuff as well, besides outside of the Facebook ads that been heavily secretly investing in a lot of several years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The only reason I agreed to do the lab was so I could look at Matt Diggity's secrets. I was like, got you now. Got you now, buddy.
I just wanted to hang out with these two guys, and I knew they wouldn't accept me otherwise. So
I mean, we can justify more Vegas trips now that this is put together. Having said that, this was really cool.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun doing this. You made some great points. I mean, it was fun. We're both very diversified, but it was cool seeing some of the points you made for affiliate. I mean, it reinforces the fact that I'm glad I'm in affiliate, and anyone on the fence should take that jump and, it's really cool, man. I'm glad to be working in the lab with you guys, and I look forward to that launching soon. And it was awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys. Pleasure.
Fellas, good fights, good matchup.
Take
I'm
care.
excited.
I don't.
We're going to the panel here. We're going to the panel.
Oh shit.
To be released. Who the champion is. We'll be back.
Peace.